letting you? Oh, yes, perfect. Hello.
Hi,
Has somebody
how are
just had
you?
a bath?
Yes, he has.
How did you go today?
I was gonna update you on the page, but I thought I'll just call you, so it's a bit easier. But we still are not great. He woke up 3 times last night. Hang on, I'll just give him to his dad. Great. He woke up 3 times last night, and then he was up at like 5:50, which is that's not that bad. And then this morning he had like maybe a few mouthfuls of breakfast, didn't really eat much. And then lunch, I made your fisherman's pie. He had nothing at lunch. He was not interested. But I served it at dinner and he ate the whole
Oh
bowl,
my
which was like the
goodness.
most he's eaten in like 4 days.
That is just so amazing to hear.
Yeah. So I was very happy about that. I tried to offer a sweet course as well, but he was done by that point. He just
But
was not
that's just
interested.
really, really good because I know how worried you were about his feeding and, you've had a pretty tough time with all your hospital stays.
Yeah, well, it seems like anytime he's like in any sort of pain with his mouth, like he just stops eating. So, yeah, it hasn't been great. And he's got his top two teeth cutting through, which is
Brooke is
just.
asking, is this Chloe? Yes, Brooke, this is Chloe who you've been helping. But I don't know if you realise, so Brooke has been helping you in the support group and she's
Yes.
asking if it's you. But I don't know if Brooke realises that you are mum of Harvey, who has had a million hospital stays. And
Yeah.
every time you go in a is it an airplane or a helicopter that you go in?
We go in, it's air ambulance, so it's a little, very little plane.
And you always have all the Save Our Sleep bedding, and then he has like a lion or something, which isn't Save Our Sleep teddy, and it's very.
No, he had the lion, he still
No, I
has
love
it,
it.
but now he's found an attachment to his elephants, finally.
Yeah,
So he sleeps with two elephants and his lion.
yeah. I love, like, I always see him with the lion in the airplane and stuff. But yeah, so that's really good that he's eaten. That's a real bonus.
Yeah,
Last night sounds a little bit better than the night before.
yeah. So I messaged his dietitian just in case, and I made an appointment for next week just to discuss with them if it's not better. But apart from that, like, I was really happy with him having a full bowl, because like I reckon he's had less than a full bowl of food through the whole day.
Now, I know that you've had issues with his weight gain, and that's to do with his medication and his little everything that's gone on in his childhood,
Yeah.
right? Something which is, I think, would help you with his weight gain is when you're making something like fisherman's pie with the mashed potato, there's a butter called Kerrygold. It's a
Got
grass-fed,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is really good for helping them put on weight. So you could mash some of
Yeah.
that into his mashed potato.
I'm already all over it. I did
Good.
that.
Yes, and it helps
Yeah.
them sleep, apparently.
Yeah, I've been adding nut butters into a lot of stuff as well. So like if I do like wheat bix or any fruit purees, and this is like pre him eating, like this is since he got his tube out.
Yeah.
Um and he's been having like nut butters a lot, which has really helped with his weight
Well,
gain as
don't
well.
tell me that. I want to know that he's having Kerrygold, because
He
Kerrygold is what keeps Ireland afloat.
is it? Is that where
Yeah,
it's from?
they say that, like, there's the three biggest exports. If you Google what are the biggest exports in Ireland, it's humans, people. I'm an export. I'm an Irish export. Kerrygold butter and Guinness.
Yeah,
Oh, and I think
we get the
whiskey.
Kerrygold butter.
I think whiskey comes ahead of Kerrygold and Guinness, but yeah. Anyway.
I can't drink the whiskey, but I will eat the butter.
So I was going to ask you, and it's good that you're on live, but I think I know the answer. So how did you find out? Because you have got the most beautiful photograph of Harvey when he was born with the Save Our Sleep blanket. And we're not allowed to
Yeah.
show comforters in photos and stuff. That's why you've probably seen that I've kind of cut the comforters out of some of the photos. Because of red nose, we shouldn't be advertising, like showing comforters with children under 7 months, because people look at stuff and they don't know what's safe and what's not safe, and it's just better to
Yeah.
be safe, because
Yeah.
people then think it's okay to use any comforter of any type, But
Yeah.
how did you hear of us? Was it through Tori?
Yeah, so Tori's my cousin. Shout out to Tori.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously Sienna did Save Our Sleep, and when I fell pregnant, she was like, "You should do Save Our Sleep." And I actually already had the book because she'd mentioned something before that, and I used to work in disability care, and I had a client with a lot of bad sleep that was really young,
Yeah.
so I actually had already read your book. And then when I fell pregnant, Tori was like, "You should do Save Our Sleep." So I reread it, and I was like, "This is actually so helpful." Like I feel like every single question that I needed answered about what's safe and what's not was in that book.
And then
So
what happened? So Harvey was born, and was he all good when he was born?
we had a complicated pregnancy in the terms of I had like something wrong with my uterus, and like I went into like, it wasn't preterm labor, but I had contractions from like 34 weeks.
Yeah.
And I went in for a CTG, and his heart rate was like above 200, and they like contemplated taking him out, but they didn't. And then he was born at 37 weeks, and everything was fine. I got sent home from hospital with him, like everything was all good.
Graham's
And
saying, "Look at the star." Graham's looking at you and going, "Look at the star." I'm not the star. She's the star. I know you're saying that. I know he's not saying I'm the star. He's saying you're the star. He's
I
probably
don't
looking at you
think
from
so.
another room.
He tells
Anyhow,
everyone.
yes, go on, continue. So he was
Yeah,
born,
so
and
he was born, and because I don't know if you know, but I have had open heart surgery, and Graham Harvey's dad has had 3 open
oh
heart
my
surgeries.
goodness.
So Harvey's condition is not linked to ours at all. Like they're two very separate things. So ours is both structural, and then Harvey's is arrhythmias. But when he was 5 days old, we decided to buy an outlet, and I remember asking you this when I was pregnant if it was okay. But we had an outlet, and his heart rate was really high, and he had literally no other symptoms. Anything was wrong. His just heart rate was high, and I like sat there and I was like, oh, like, and I didn't feel very well either. So I was like, maybe we have an infection. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna take him to emergency. So I took him to emergency, and when we got there, his heart rate was 250,
Oh
and he
my
was
goodness.
ventricular tachycardia.
So he'd know all the
So like
symptoms. So if you didn't have the outlet, you would not know.
no, like he was sleepy, but they told me because he was born at 37 weeks he would be sleepy.
Okay.
So like I really genuinely, if I did not have the outlet, I would have had no idea. But we took him to hospital. Like within the hour they were like, he's a priority 1, he needs to be transferred straight away. So he got transferred to Westmead, and then while he was in NICU at Westmead, they realized that he had a lot more issues. So as of now he has 6 diagnoses, and the main 2 are he gets ventricular tachycardia and occasionally atrial tachycardia, and then he also has central sleep apnea with no cause.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a lot for you to take on as new parents, and it must have been so frightening. And but you're doing
was
so well.
Yeah, I feel like it's been very hard, like especially with the medication. Like obviously the caffeine, I have the biggest love-hate relationship with that thing. Like it really does help him, and he breathes a lot better because of it, but he does not sleep because of it.
Yeah. And then also,
But
and then it also must be so, because I've seen photos of him sleeping, but he's got like the oxygen tubes on. So
yeah,
then but is there any risk then if he moves or rolls or anything with those that they can get tangled, or do they all pop apart?
I was so stressed about that, and actually his doctors were so on board with me keeping him swaddled for that reason.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good about it. So we tape it down, and then we like tuck it at the back of his neck, and then like it's straight to the end of his bed. And then he sleeps with the outlet on as well. And then he also has a hospital grade monitor that has like a memory disc in it.
Yeah.
So it gets all sent to Westmead.
Okay.
And he sleeps with that as well, which I love the Save Our Sleep sleeping sacks because they've got like the thing in the back. So I can thread it through there, which is phenomenal.
That is because my goddaughter, Lily, many years ago, she's not I call her my goddaughter, but she's not my official goddaughter, but I've always called her she was my flower girl at my wedding, and then I say goddaughter instead of flower girl. So Lily was a flower girl at my wedding, not my goddaughter. So Lily had cerebral palsy. And so
Yeah.
I knew that we needed that for all of the extra bits that Lily has always needed all of her life, although she's now an adult. So that's
It's so
why
sweet to
it's,
think of that stuff.
yeah, made that way. And also with following Save Our Sleep, the doctors would like, because it means that Harvey's pretty much on his back and doesn't move,
Yeah.
which is going to make all of those extra wires and stuff so much easier to deal with.
That's the other thing. He doesn't move around, so we don't need to worry about that. I think if he wasn't a Save Our Sleep baby, we would have so many problems. Yeah. And like I'm in a support group with like other families that use oxygen, and a lot of them have that issue. And I'm like, Save Our Sleep, guys.
Yeah. Do Save Our Sleep. They sleep on their backs.
Yeah.
So then now back to where we are now. So we're really trying to get him to eat more. And then he had the dummy. You've got rid of the dummy. He was sleeping really, really well. I think the reason he's waking at night is I think he is sick. I think he's either in pain because he's getting teeth, or what happens is, I know you probably think, oh, he's never really slept because of the caffeine and stuff. But if you've never really slept, and even a baby who's not on caffeine and has never slept properly, if they've never slept properly and then we get them sleeping. So what would happen is I would go out, years ago, I would go out to people's homes, I would help them with their baby. Their baby would go from not sleeping at all to sleeping through the night, right? Like what you did recently, he went from really bad sleep to sleeping really, really well. It's like their immune system has got some bugs in there and it's not doing anything with the bugs. The bugs are just there, okay? And it wants to kill them, but it doesn't, because it's like they're just there. I don't even know how to describe it. It's as if they're slightly sick, but they're not sick. Then you get them sleeping and it's like their body goes, hey, holy moly, I can now fight these bugs. But then you get all the symptoms of fighting bugs. So they go from having hardly any sleep and their immune system's really not working. I'm not talking about Harvey, I'm talking about babies in general. To sleeping really well. Then their immune system's able to kick in. And then suddenly all the good work we've done and got them sleeping turns to crap. I think that may be what's happening with you. Either it's turned to crap because he was sleeping really well, or he's teething and he's in pain. So it will get better.
I agree with you. I think it will get better. I think it is teething just because he's like, the way he's crying is definitely like pain crying. He did have, I literally only found out yesterday, he did have RSV a few weeks ago. And then he also had gastro last week.
Yeah, and it doesn't help because all the hospital visits and you pick up all these bugs.
Oh my gosh, I know. When he was, I think he was like 6 weeks old, and we were in Westmead for 3 weeks. We went home for 5 days, like back to where we live, and then had to get flown back down, and we're there for another week. 6 weeks, sorry. So the first like 12 weeks of his life, he only spent 10 days at home. And when he was 6 weeks old, we were in the hospital and there was a norovirus outbreak. We all got gastro. No one could go to the hospital. So like, that was the only time I've ever spent away from him, and it was the worst thing ever.
So you were sick and he was in hospital?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he caught it, and then obviously like we were always at the bedside. Like we would switch it out. So like one of us would be there, and then if the other wasn't, like he was never alone.
Yeah.
And so Graham got it first, and then I got it, and it's like I think it's a minimum of 48 hours you have to spend away from the hospital if you get it, or any virus.
And it's so good that you were honest, because so many people wouldn't be honest, and then people wouldn't know that they had it. Like, it's so good that you're honest. People would just go to the hospital to see their baby and not tell anyone.
Yeah, but like you're in a hospital, like I wouldn't want someone to do that to my kid. No. And like in Westmead, they all share rooms. Like unless you have a virus, and the whole ward had norovirus. So everyone had it. So yeah, I didn't have a choice, but I was very lucky. We had a really good nurse who we trusted really well, and they knew that we trusted this nurse. So they stuck her with him the whole time we were gone. So she I'd call, I was literally calling like every hour, and I was like, hi guys, like just checking in. But she was like so good. So when we left, we got her a little present to say thank you. But yeah, it's hell when they get sick.
And I just everyone in the support group, all the Save Our Sleep people who come on here, everyone's always saying, how's Harvey? And it must be so hard, and you know, all that time that you spent in hospital, and we just awful to think. But he's home now, and he's been home for a while, and his oxygen levels are really good.
It is. We actually have Graham's sister coming to stay with us this weekend, and her son has just been diagnosed with the same thing.
Oh no!
I know.
So it must be hereditary of some sort.
We had genetic testing done for Harvey, and it did come back with something, but it's not to do with his breathing. Like, it's completely different. So we're a bit unsure now, but they're testing the other baby, and then they're going to compare Harvey's and the other baby's results. But they're going to come up here this weekend, and I'm going to use Safe House Sleep bedding for the baby.
So what age is that baby?
Pardon?
What age is their baby?
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want some videos of you unwrapping the baby.
He's very cute. He's very cute.
What's he called?
Theo.
Theo. Oh, Harvey and Theo. Oh, for anyone else who doesn't realize, you do amazing TikTok. You've done a few of my TikToks, but you do amazing TikToks as well, which are when you've got time, when you're not looking after your baby who needs all your attention. But your TikToks are amazing.
Oh, thank you. I tried to do the last one with less swearing. It was not as funny, but I was like, Tizzie will appreciate it.
I don't know if people do or don't like the swear. I don't know whether, I always worry that they're watching it with their kids with the swearing.
I like,
but it's so
probably not appropriate, but like when I look at him, I'm like, it sounds like exactly what I feel like he's thinking.
Well, you're allowed to, because he's extra special with all his little oxygen wires and bits and pieces. And
he's got attitude.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to have to run, unfortunately, because my kids are going to have attitude because I've got to pick them up at 6 o'clock and it's 10 to 6 and it's about a 15-minute drive. So, brilliant talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on. You can go save Graham, who's obviously hiding in a cupboard somewhere with Harvey, keeping him quiet.
We took him upstairs.
Oh, someone else is trying to come on, but they're going to have to come on and say goodbye. I wonder who it is. Oh, there's 2 people who are trying to come on. Maybe you can chat to each other while I drive. Hold on. Who are these? Oh, no, they've gone as well. Okay, I missed the 2 people that were trying to come on, but I think they realised that I've got to leave. So, okay. Lovely chatting to you. Sorry to anyone else who was about to come on.
Thank you for all your help.
Thank you so much, Chloe. I will try and come on again live to everyone else tomorrow. And please start following the YouTube channel, and we're going to try and do some lives in there. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Night, Chloe. See you. Bye, bye, bye.
Good morning, and how the bloody hell are ya? That's a fucking good morning stretch, if I say so. Oh, bloody hell, Mum has stuck me under this fucking play gym again. I don't hate it, but it's not as entertaining as me hands. Oh, it's about time. I've been waiting for my bottle. She thinks I don't know that when she takes the cap off, she's putting medication in it. Oh, what a bloody idiot. Anyway, my morning bottles are just the funniest thing in the world. I just can't stop laughing. Mum decided to take the dog and I for a walk. I was really not interested in this. Oh, who does this bitch think she is making me do tummy time? Oh, I've got my roly-poly koala. It's not so bad anymore. Hi, friend. Hi, friend. Ah, stop tickling me. Time for my first nap of the day. I'm really not that... Oh, it's finally time for another bottle. Ah, Mum, stop filming me. Oh, anyways, after I had my bottle, I was back to being happy. Mum, I can't find my dummy. I guess your arm will do. Then we read some books and... Oh, this bitch is making me do tummy time again. Honestly, I can't believe this woman. I just can't wait for Dad to get home. Look at my koala moving around. Oh, I just love that thing. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Oh, I'm out. Hi, guys. Don't worry, guys. I'm all better. I had my bottle. Oh, Dad. Stop. I know Mum's filming. I'm not going to laugh. Taking more medication? Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like any of them. We went to the beach and... Oh, Dad, what are you doing? You are such a loser. Oh, how old are you, 5? Mum made me this sensory thing for tummy time and oh my god, I fucking loved it. Guys, look at me go. Got more meds, a bottle, and it was time for bed.